Hi all, John Hasty from DMD Pathfinders here. Thanks very much for inviting me to address you. I really appreciate having the opportunity to be involved in Uppmd. So I'm going to tell you a bit about DMD Pathfinders and who we are, what we do, and I want to tell you a bit about the kind of challenges we faced, what we want to do moving forward, and how we can best work together with you. So DMD Pathfinders is a user-led organisation of adults living with Duchenne, and we were set up to provide advice, information and advocacy for other adults living with Duchenne. And I can tell you a bit about how we were created, how we came about, and the things that we've learnt in setting up a adult-run DMD organisation. So DMD Pathfinders is all about adults sharing experiences. It's about peer support. It's about adults supporting other adults to have a better quality of life, whether that be sharing tips and information about managing your health condition as an adult, whether it's about learning about assistive technology and what's available, or whether it's about looking towards the future and making sure that in the future treatments are available to adults. And a big part of DMD Pathfinders is simply about raising awareness of adults living with Duchenne and the kind of things that we can achieve, and making sure that we're fully included in discussions about the care and support that adults require, and about making sure that we have access to that across the world. So DMD Pathfinders was created from what was the Taking Charge project, which was run by Action Duchenne. As part of that project, a steering group of adults was set up to guide the project, which was about supporting transition for young people aged 14 to 19 living with Duchenne. And the idea behind the steering committee was that adults living with Duchenne were best placed to support and advise young people on living with the condition into adulthood and preparing for adulthood, and using their own experiences to support that. So as part of the steering group, we received coaching sessions working together as a group to identify what we wanted to get out of the project and where we wanted to go as a group. That encouraged us to create a Facebook group just for adults living with Duchenne, and from there we decided to set up as our own independent organisation, DMD Pathfinders. There were some discussions about potentially partnering with another charity, which certainly was something we were actively considering, but we decided in the end that we preferred to be independent and chart our own course, with all the challenges that that would involve, because a key part of our message was about supporting adults to live independently, and we felt we could do this best as an independent organisation. So DMD Pathfinders is a registered charity in the UK. We have a board of trustees, which currently has 10 trustees. As part of our constitution, 75% of the trustees need to be adults living with Duchenne. One thing we found was that we needed a member of staff working on this permanently. We looked at how we might do that, and in the end we recruited me as the CEO, and my role is to develop the charity and bring in resources that we need to deliver what we want to do. So some of the challenges that we faced in setting up DMD Pathfinders was starting from nothing. So we didn't have any resources, so we looked at where we might be able to raise funds from, including working with other partner charities and bringing in a small grant from the lottery. We've also found that there's a real kind of skills gap among adults living with Duchenne, and I think a large part of that comes down to the fact that historically adults haven't been supported to find work and volunteering opportunities. So many of them haven't actually developed the skills and experience that we needed. It also means many of the trustees are in need of experience and training in how to be a trustee. We have a few who do have trustee experience, and that has been incredibly helpful. I've also worked in a number of different disability charities, and I've also been a trustee, and that gave me a bit of an insight and experience in setting up a new charity, but it still has been a steep learning curve. We found that obviously with Duchenne being such an unpredictable condition, our trustees have had to vary their involvement due to health complications. So one of our trustees has been in hospital for over 9 months now, and that means he's had to kind of step back in his role, but we've tried to be as supportive as possible and to give everyone the support they need to engage in the way they want to. But it does mean that we've had to get more trustees rather than less, because we want to make sure that we've got enough people to cover those periods when others might be unwell. And the biggest challenge we faced early on as an organisation is that we'd often get together and have these great ideas about what we could do, but then there was no one really to take everything forward. That's why we realised we needed a member of staff working on this every day. We certainly wanted to employ someone with Duchenne, and it was lucky that it coincided when I was actually looking for a change in my job. But we were certainly open to the idea of employing someone without Duchenne, as long as adults with Duchenne were the ones in control. I think we've learned that engaging with adults and our users often happens in different ways than we expected. So we do a lot of our work on social media, on Facebook and Twitter, and we hold our trustee meetings via Skype exclusively. So it takes a bit of tech savvy and adaptation to make sure that adults can engage in the way that they want to. It means you need to think carefully about the timings of meetings and that kind of thing to make sure it's not too early for people. So in terms of our future, DMD Pathfinders is quite ambitious in what we want to do. We want to continue to be able to provide advice, information and advocacy, but we also want to go a bit further in terms of providing employment and volunteering opportunities for adults living with Duchenne. We've started to do that a little bit already, but we also want to make sure that we can support adults to get involved in other fields. So maybe they don't want to be involved with DMD Pathfinders. Maybe they have other careers that we want to be involved with. So we want to be able to provide general employment support. We want to continue to get involved with the adult research. And we have other ideas in terms of supporting adults accessing equipment. At this point, though, a key focus for us has to be on building up our capacity as an organisation to function and to be robust, so that should anything happen to any one of us, the charity can continue. So we are UK focused, but we have an international membership, and we know that a lot of our advice and information can be relevant across the world, not just in the UK. But what we would really like to do is to help support other adult groups to emerge in other countries, and that may be something that we can work on together. As we are such a small organisation, we do have limited time and resources. So if we want to be offering international support, that's something that we need to be able to resource. But we are very keen to be a member of Uppmd and to contribute to the work that you do and the discussions that you have to ensure that adults are represented. I think we can learn a lot from each other and support each other throughout. And we absolutely welcome working with parent organisations to better engage adults. But it's very important to us that any engagement with adults is not just tokenistic, that it involves adults at every stage and that adults are in charge of what the group does and how they proceed. But we're delighted to be a part of this meeting, so thank you very much again for the invitation. And we look forward to working together with you to improve the lives of adults. Thanks.